Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Sir DL and welcome to the Aliens Blog and Math Tutorial. For today, we are going to discuss multiplying radicals. We are going to study multiplying radicals. What are the objectives of this lesson? Number one, discuss multiplication of radicals. Number two, solve and simplify multiplication of radicals. Again, discuss multiplication of radicals and solve and simplify multiplication of radicals. Always remember, if you think you can, you can. If you think you cannot, you are right. If you think you can, you can. If you think you cannot, you are right. How to multiply radicals? In multiplying radicals with the same index, we just multiply the terms outside the radicals and multiply both radicals, then simplify. Again, in multiplying radicals with the same index, we just simply multiply the terms outside the radicals and multiply both radicals, then simplify. Let's have an example. What is the square root of 3 multiplied by the square root of 3? We just simply multiply both radicands. 3 multiplied by 3, that is the square root of 9. 3 multiplied by 3, that is the square root of 9. Can we simplify the square root of 9? Yes, because 9 is a perfect square. And what is the square root of 9? The square root of 9 is 3. The final answer is 3. The square root of 3 multiplied by the square root of 3 is the square root of 9, and the square root of 9 is equal to 3. Another example, 2 the square root of 2 multiplied by 3, the square root of 10. We multiply both terms outside the radicals. 2 multiplied by 3, that is 6. Then 2 times 10, that is 20. 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. 2 times 10, that is 20. Can we simplify 20 or square root of 20? Yes, because 20 has a factor and one of the factors is a perfect square. That is 4 times 5. 4 is a perfect square. 4 times 5 is 20. So we can simplify the square root of 4. What is the square root of 4? That is 2. The square root of 4 is 2. Then copy 6, copy the square root of 5. What is 6 times 2? That is 12. The square root of 5. This is our final answer. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 10 is 20. We need to look for the factor of 20, and one of the factors must be a perfect square for it to be simplified. And the factors of 20 are 4 times 5, and square root of 4 can be simplified. The square root of 4 is 2. Then 2 times 6 is 12. Then copy the square root of 5. This is our final answer. Next one. 5 the square root of 10 multiplied by 4, the square root of 8. 5 times 4, multiply both terms outside the radicals. 5 times 4, that is 20. Then 10 times 8, that is 80. Can we simplify 80? Yes. And we need to look for a factor which is a perfect square. And that is 16 multiplied by 5. 16 is a perfect square. 16 times 5 is it's 80. So we can simplify the square root of 16, and that is 4. The square root of 16 is 4 times 20, then the square root of 5. 20 multiplied by 4, that is 80. The square root of 5, this is our final answer, because the square root of 5 cannot be simplified because it has no other factor except 5 and 1. So the final answer is 80, the square root of 5. 5 times 4 is 20. 10 times 8 is 80. Then we need to look for a factor of 80, which is a perfect square, and that is 16 times 5. 16 is a perfect square, and the square root of 16 is 4 times 20, 80, then the square root of 5. Next one, 3 multiplied by the square root of 6, multiplied by 2, the square root of 6. 3 multiplied by 2, that is 6. 6 times 6, that is 36. 3 times 2, it's 6. 6 times 6, it's 36. And 36 is a perfect square. What is the square root of 36 now? The square root of 36 is 6. So 6 times 6, the final answer is 36. 3 times 2, 6. 6 times 6, 36. The square root of 36 is 6 times 6, 36. Another example. 2, the square root of 3 multiplied by 5, the square root of 6. Multiply both terms outside the radicals. 2 multiplied by 5, that is 10. 3 multiplied by 6, that is 18. 5 times 2, 10. 3 times 6, 18. Can we simplify square root of 18? Yes, because it can be factored out. Always remember, one of the factors must be a perfect square for it to be simplified. What are the factors of 18? And one of the factors must be a perfect square. That is 9 times 2. And 9 is a perfect square. And we can simplify square root of 9. What is the square root of 9? That is 3. Copy 10, then copy the square root of 2. The square root of 9 is 3. Then times 10, that is 30. Then copy the radical square root of 2. Another example, 5. The square root of 8 times 10, the square root of 6. 5 times 10, that is 50. 8 times 6, 48. We multiply both terms outside the radicals. 5 times 10, that is 50. 8 times 6, that is 48. Can we simplify the square root of 48? Yes. And we just need to look for a factor that is a perfect square. That is 16 multiplied by 3, it's 48. 16 is a perfect square. So what is the square root of 16 now? The square root of 16 is 4 times 50. Then copy the square root of 3. 4 times 50, that is 200, the square root of 3. So the final answer is 200, the square root of 3. 5 times 10, 50. 8 times 6, 48. We need to look for a factor of 48. And we need to look for the factors of 48. And one of the factors must be a perfect square. That is 16 times 3. 16 times 3 is 48. And the square root of 16 can be simplified by 4. 4 times 50, that's 200, the square root of 3. All right, we're finished with our discussion for today. Always remember, mathematics will always remind us that in every problem there is a solution. Always remember, in multiplying radicals, we just multiply both terms outside the radicals and we multiply both radicals. Thank you for watching, everyone. May God bless you all. See you on our next tutorial.